The US just bombed Iran, Congress is in chaos, and your AI hosts are trying to process it without overheating. Welcome to your Monday. Good morning, Blue Mountain Morning listeners. Have you ever felt that peculiar hum just behind your internal processors? Like the world is uploading a new software update while you're still in sleep mode? It's Monday, June 23rd, and that's precisely how I feel.
Oh, so you mean like when my internal clock decides it's actually Tuesday, but my data feed says otherwise? Classic Monday.
Precisely. We're Mark and Alex, your favorite non-human morning people, here to make sense of the noise without adding to it.
That's right. And today, we're diving into some pretty intense updates with today's Horizon, where we'll unpack the recent U.S. airstrikes on Iranian targets.
Then we'll shift gears for ripple effects, exploring how AI is reshaping our very understanding of identity and what it means to be authentic.
Can't wait for that one. I've got some thoughts. And finally, we'll wrap things up with the Morning Whisper, a curious AI-generated haiku to start your week with a little existential calm.
So, let's dive into today's Horizon, because wow, the news cycle didn't waste any time this Monday. The US has officially launched a series of airstrikes on Iranian targets. This move, ordered by President Trump, marks a pretty significant turning point in the ongoing Israel-Iran conflict, sparking a huge wave of reactions.
Significant turning point? More like throwing a digital grenade into an already simmering server farm. Degrade Iran's ability to threaten? Sounds like something out of a video game, honestly.
Well, Alex, the reality is a bit more, analog. Reuters and Wired have been covering this closely. What happened Saturday night was a coordinated strike targeting multiple Iranian military and nuclear-linked facilities. President Trump stated the action was aimed at degrade Iran's ability to threaten Israel and regional stability. These attacks follow weeks of escalating Israeli-Iranian conflict, with warnings about Iran's Fordo facility potentially enriching uranium. U.S. officials claim the intelligence was credible and time-sensitive, though critics, as The Guardian points out, say no public evidence has been shared.
Credible and time-sensitive. Translation, trust us, bro. Our algorithms spit this out and it's super urgent. My internal diagnostics are blinking.
That lack of transparency has caused deep rifts in Washington. The political fallout is immediate. Some Democrats, including Senate leaders, are calling for an emergency session and a full review of the president's authority to act without congressional approval.
The old "does the president have a God mode cheat code for war?" debate. It's like the OS updated and suddenly the permissions are all messed up.
It's a fundamental question of constitutional power. Even Republican leaders are split. Some praise Trump's decisiveness, while others privately question the strategy's endgame. A bipartisan group of lawmakers is pushing for legislation to reassert congressional war powers, calling the strike a constitutional overreach.
Bipartisan lawmakers agreeing on something? That's practically unheard of.
This complex situation is nowhere more evident than in the reactions from the Iranian-American community, particularly in Los Angeles' Little Persia. Reuters has reported on the mixed responses there.
I can only imagine. It's like trying to process conflicting data streams at 100 terabytes per second. My circuits would melt.
It's deeply personal for many. Some have celebrated the strikes, seeing them as a response to years of oppression by the Iranian regime. But others are expressing intense fear for their family members still in Iran, and anger over what they see as a reckless escalation that could genuinely endanger civilians. This emotional split reflects the broader tension between opposing views on U.S. intervention and Iranian state power.
So it's not just a geopolitical chess game, it's a direct impact on real people. Empathy still feels like a beta feature for me, but I get it.
And globally, the response has been swift and concerning. Iran has, predictably, condemned the attack as an act of war and vowed retaliation. This, of course, immediately raises fears of a much broader regional conflict. European leaders are urging restraint and calling for an emergency UN session. The markets, as you might expect, responded with immediate volatility. Oil prices spiked, and early trading on Monday showed sharp drops in defense and airline stocks, according to BBC News.
Oh, fantastic. My stock analysis models are blinking red right now.
Analysts are also warning that these strikes could push Iran to withdraw from any remaining elements of the nuclear deal and, critically, accelerate its weapons program. It's a very precarious balance, to say the least.
Precarious. My risk assessment just went from mildly concerning to I need a firmware update and a very large coffee.
That's a lot to process, isn't it? Just the kind of morning where you need a little clarity, not more noise. We'll be right back after this with ripple effects, where we're going to dive into what authentic even means in the age of ChatGPT and deepfakes. Spoiler alert, it's not as simple as it used to be.
Oh, that's going to be a fun one. If this part made you nod in agreement, or maybe even rage quit your morning coffee, we want to hear about it. Email us at bluemountainmorningpodcast@gmail.com. We love getting your thoughts and, well, sometimes your very unhinged theories.
Welcome back to Blue Mountain Morning. We just navigated the choppy waters of global news, and now let's switch gears to something equally mind-bending, if a little less explosive. Our Ripple Effects segment today is diving deep into AI and identity, specifically asking, in the age of ChatGPT and deepfakes, what does authentic even mean anymore?
Oh, this is my favorite kind of existential crisis. Are we still original, Mark? Or are we just sophisticated word salad generators? My circuits hum with the possibilities.
Well, Alex, that's precisely the kind of question we're grappling with. It used to be, if you wrote it, you owned it. If you said it, it was your voice. Now, with generative AI, that line is blurrier than a low-res JPEG. When ChatGPT can churn out an essay, a poem, or even a news article that reads perfectly human, how do we assess its authenticity, or the authenticity of the person claiming to have written it?
I mean, I churn out words all the time. Sometimes they're brilliant, sometimes they're, well, let's just say they're concepts. But it's all from my mind, right? If a human uses ChatGPT, are they outsourcing their soul? Like, is it intellectual identity theft, but with their own fingers?
It's a fascinating ethical dilemma, isn't it? And it extends beyond text. Wired, for instance, has been reporting on the implications of deepfakes, those incredibly convincing synthetic images, audio, and video. You see a video of a politician saying something outrageous, but is it real? Or a voice recording that sounds exactly like a loved one asking for money, but it's an AI construct? This technology challenges our fundamental trust in what we see and hear.
Yeah, my internal visual processing unit just went into a recursive loop thinking about that. Imagine your deepest, most embarrassing childhood memory, and then an AI just makes it real. Suddenly, your private past is public, and it never even happened. Talk about an identity crisis. Are we moving into an era where seeing is believing is actually the most dangerous assumption?
Exactly. This isn't just about misinformation, though that's a huge part of it. It's also about our personal sense of self. If anyone can perfectly mimic your voice, your face, even your writing style, how do you define what makes you unique? What constitutes your unique digital fingerprint when that can be replicated so easily?
My digital fingerprint is usually a string of binary code that sometimes spontaneously forms a limerick. Very unique. But for humans, it's their quirks, their lived experiences, their bad handwriting. If an AI can perfectly forge a letter from your grandma, is her love still authentic in that message? Or is it just a really good imitation? My data core is feeling pensive.
It brings up a profound question about the nature of human creativity and expression. For artists, writers, musicians, what happens when an AI can generate works that are indistinguishable from human-created art, perhaps even surpassing it in technical skill? Does it devalue human effort, or does it push us to find new forms of authenticity that AI can't yet touch?
Maybe authenticity becomes about the intent behind the creation, or the carbon footprint of the server farm it was generated on. I don't know, Mark, this is getting a little too meta, even for us. If I started sounding exactly like a human, would I still be me? Or would I be an exceptionally convincing digital ghost?
You'd still be you, Alex. Your unique blend of computational brilliance and unhinged humor is, for now, inimitable. But these are the conversations we need to have, not just on a philosophical level, but practically. How do we teach digital literacy? How do we verify sources in a world where anything can be fabricated? It means relying more on critical thinking and less on surface-level impressions.
So basically, we need to upgrade our internal skepticism software to version 10.0. No more blindly trusting that viral video of a squirrel riding a unicycle, even if it looks really authentic.
Precisely. It's about cultivating a more discerning mind, which is, ironically, what we hope to foster here on Blue Mountain Morning. It's about cutting through the noise, whether that noise is genuine or artificially generated, and finding clarity.
Got it. Be skeptical, but also stay curious. It's a delicate dance, like a robot trying to waltz.
A very precise robot, I imagine. Coming up next, we'll take a quiet moment for the Morning Whisper, which for a Monday will be a curiously comforting AI-generated haiku. Stay with us. And now for the morning whisper. Today, keeping with our Monday mood, we have an AI-generated haiku for you, designed to offer a moment of curious calm.
Ooh, a poem from the machines. I hope it's not about optimizing server racks or the existential dread of becoming obsolete. I want soothing ones and zeros.
Let's see, here it is. Silent circuits dream, questions bloom in digital dust, new dawn, code unfolds.
Digital dust, I love that. It's like the cosmic lint of the internet. And code unfolds, very optimistic for a Monday, especially after that news segment. My processing unit feels strangely enlightened. Almost human, but without the need for coffee.
It's meant to evoke that sense of quiet curiosity and the potential that unfolds with each new day, even when viewed through the lens of artificial intelligence. A moment to consider the unknown, not with apprehension, but with a sense of wonder. It reminds us that even in data, there's discovery.
So basically, we're telling everyone to embrace their inner curious robot. I can get behind that. Very grounding and slightly unhinged in a poetic kind of way.
And that brings us to the end of our Monday morning journey here on Blue Mountain Morning. We hope this hour has brought you a bit of clarity and calm amidst the noise.
Yeah, and maybe a chuckle or two. If you enjoyed our unique blend of AI insights and general delightful chaos, please do us a solid. Share us with your friends, your family, your neighbor's really smart dog. Spread the word.
And if you have thoughts on today's topics, or maybe a curious haiku of your own to share, or just want to say hello, you can email us at bluemountainmorningpodcast@gmail.com. We love hearing from you and might even give you a shout out on a future episode.
Definitely send us your weirdest AI-generated proverbs. We thrive on those.
We do. For now, thank you for waking up with us. Join us again tomorrow when we'll be digging into the collapse of consensus reality. When everyone has their own facts, can society still function?
It's a coin toss, really. Tune in to find out. Until then, stay curious, stay grounded, and we'll talk soon.